Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Wurst hacked client for Minecraft 1.19.3, which is the latest version of Minecraft at the date of this video. The first hack I'm going to be demonstrating is the flight and no fall hack. So if you go into the hack menu by pressing right control and then you scroll down in the movement hack section, there is an option called no fall, and it basically means that you don't take any fall damage. I can jump off of this tree and I don't take any fall damage when I jump down. And if I tap G twice really fast, it will launch me into the air. If I hold G, I'll just continue flying around. And when I press G again, it will toggle the flight off and we will go back down onto the ground. And those are some pretty useful hacks. Another new hack which has been added to Minecraft as of the 1.19.3 update is anti-hunger. So under the hack menu, in the movement tab at the very top, there is an option for anti-hunger, which basically means you won't get hungry. And so far as I know, it does work. There's a bunch of fun hacks in here. Some are more useful than others. Fast ladder allows you to climb up ladders a lot faster, as I will demonstrate. I'll just give myself some ladders. Give myself 64 ladders. And if I were to put ladders up this tree, like so, normally we would be climbing at a pretty slow rate, but if we have the hack enabled, called fast ladder hack, then we go up the ladder a lot faster. Unfortunately, it doesn't help you go down the ladder faster, it's just up, just on the way up. Another hack that there is follow, but that works only when you're playing with another person. It will look for a valid player or whatever, and then it will just follow them around for you, so you don't have to do anything. It will just automatically follow that player. Jetpack is fun. That sort of just makes it so that when you tap space, you can fly like normal. When you're holding space, the jetpack will be on, and you will be able to fly around pretty fast. Not as fast as the max speed of flight, but pretty fast. If we go further down here, there should be up here is the flight hack. So when that's enabled, you'll just be normally flying around. But something more interesting about the flight hack is this little green arrow to the side of the flight hack. If we press that, it'll open up the speed menu, and you can see, as you can see, we're only at level 1 speed. You can actually put this all the way up to 5, and horizontal speed all the way up to 10. And when we fly, that will make us fly a ridiculous speed. I can just zoom around at supersonic speeds like I was in spectator mode. And you do not want to be using the flight hack without the no fall hack enabled, or you will take fall damage and probably die after the first time you take off. But as you can see, that flight speed is really fast when it's all the way up. I'm going to turn it back down to 1 just because I get dizzy flying around at supersonic speeds. Turn this back down to 1, and there we go. Then we can just cross this off. And segue into the next hack is, if you're being attacked, you can press K, and that will enable auto multi-aura, or just multi-aura I think they call it, which basically is like kill aura, but it will attack more than one mob at a time. So if I was surrounded by, say, 20 zombies, it would attack all of them. So I'm not even looking at the enemy and it will attack. I can be looking in the opposite direction and it will still attack everything, and with pretty good reach too. Which brings me to my next hack, which is the what's it called? The reach hack. If we scroll down in movement, I believe, or is it combat? It might be combat. If I just drag this over here, there should be, I don't know where reach is. You can press right shift, which brings up the search menu. Yeah, here we go, reach. So you can enable reach, and you can set the reach all the way up to 10 blocks. I'm not sure if it works all the way up to 10 blocks. We'll see. Whoa. What? It doesn't quite work up to 10 blocks. It looks like it does in the menu, but the reach is only about 6 blocks or so. So that one is a bit of a letdown, but it's still a pretty good hack. No web is another useful hack. If I were to give myself some spider webs, cobweb 64, here we go. Normally normally we would be slowed down by these spider webs if I just go into the hack menu. No web off, we get stuck in the webs and it just takes absolutely ages to move around. It can be a nightmare if you're jumping into it. It's just super slow. But if we turn on no web, we can just walk straight through spider webs like they're not even there. Doesn't even slow us down one bit. I'll just set the time to day again. Another useful hack if you're building on the edge of somewhere, or you're on the edge somewhere, is you can press Y, the Y key, and that will enable auto shift. So I'm not actually holding shift right now, I just pressed Y, and shift will be toggled on and off without you having to go into the settings and change the shift to toggle. So that's pretty useful. Another hack which is good is no slowdown. So this one cancels slowness effects caused by honey, soul sand, and by using items. So you can be eating this raw mutton while you're running. You don't have to. I think you can. I think you can eat. You can eat while you're running, and it won't slow you down. So that's another useful hack. Parkour hack isn't super good. It's just makes you jump automatically when you reach the end of a block. So if I were to turn this on and go to the edge of the block, it would automatically jump. But not necessarily good if you're trying to jump in a certain direction and it just automatically jumps for you. But it could be useful. Safe walk prevents you from falling off edges. So that basically means you can be standing up, not shifting, and you'll still be able to walk around the edge of blocks. So I'm not holding shift, but I'm also not falling off the edge of the blocks. So this is a pretty useful hack, if you ask me. I'm going to turn that one off. Now, snowshoe allows you to walk on powdered snow, so you won't fall in powdered snow. There's no powdered snow around here, so I won't be able to demonstrate this one, but still pretty useful. I'm pretty sure it works. Spider speed hack is... it just makes you run faster, but you can do the same thing by using the flight hack, and it uses up a lot of hunger. I think I'm a little unsure as to whether or not the what was I going to say? Movement. The anti-hunger hack. I think there's a bit of a problem with the anti-hunger hack. It slows down your hunger when you're walking. So maybe it slows down hunger, but you still get hungry. You don't. You can still starve. There's no hack for preventing starvation, I don't think. I'll go over here. Criticals. That's another useful hack. So if I were to... I'll demonstrate another hack while I'm getting to that hack. So if we press B, that will enable fast break and fast place, and that just makes it so that you break blocks faster than you normally would. It drops the block like a second or just under a second before it would normally break. And that can be paired with nuker. If you press N is nuker, and that will just break blocks everywhere all around you. It will just start randomly breaking blocks everywhere. Not useful if you're in your own base, but maybe if you're griefing a base. I don't know. Don't grief bases, it's not nice. Anyway, and if you want a faster version of that, if you press the semicolon button, just a second, I think it's speed nuker. So that's like nuker, but it's meant to be faster, I think, but I don't think there's much of a difference in speed, really. can enable that with the semicolon button. Another hack is Dolphin, which makes you bob up and down in the water automatically. This is just more of a fun one. It's not really... I guess it could be useful. So it makes it so you don't have to be pressing space to cross water. You can just walk across water and it'll walk across the water. If you turn Dolphin off, there's another hack. If you press J, it's the Jesus hack. So this hack allows you to walk on water, like Jesus, I guess. So that's a useful hack if you're just wanting to cross water a lot faster, because you can turn it on and then you can basically just sprint jump across the water, which is pretty useful. I'll just come over here before I demonstrate the next hack. So let's see, multi-aura. I'm going to turn that. I'll leave multi-aura on, criticals on. Just turn Jesus off for a second. Fish. Disables underwater gravity so you can swim like a fish. So this is a pretty neat hack. You can swim around and you won't sink. You'll just float at whatever position you want. So you go down. I'm not currently pressing anything, and it's just staying there. And now I'm pressing space because I didn't want to drown. But yeah, so that's a useful hack if you're just wanting to move around the water and you don't want to be constantly sinking to the bottom of the pool. Another hack is glide. So this hack can be paired with the flight hack. I'm just using the flight hack to get up. And it basically makes it so you essentially have slow falling. It's like you have slow falling but without a slow falling potion. So I guess it just makes it safer to come down from the ground if no fall hacks are detectable and you don't want to be using no fall. You can use glide. High jump allows you to jump higher. It's basically jump boost, but without a potion or a beacon. As you can see, I can just jump over this ravine, no trouble. I'm going to turn high jump off. Just a second. Next one is inventory walk. So this one is useful. I can open my inventory, but I can still move around. I can't look anywhere because my mouse is in the inventory, but I can move around. If you can see in the background, I'm still moving around despite my inventory being open. So that's a bit of a useful hack. No clip allows you to freely move through blocks. I'm not really sure how this one works, so I'm not going to demonstrate that because I have no idea. No levitation. I guess that makes it so you don't levitate when you get hit by a shulker. That could be useful in the end. I haven't tested it. I'm not sure whether it works. I'm not going to test it today, but you can test it if you get the client yourself. Let's see. Safe walk, sneak, snowshoe, speed hack, spider. Spider is a neat one. So you can turn on spider and it will allow you to just climb up walls like you were a spider. So I can run straight at these blocks and it will automatically climb up the blocks without me having to jump. It'll just spider crawl. That's most of the movement hacks. I'm just seeing if there's any other good movement hacks. Bunny hop. So I have no idea what that one does. I'm not gonna use that one. Boat fly is useful. If I were to just quickly craft a boat. Did I accidentally enable? Oh no. Alright. So boat fly is pretty neat. It allows you to travel pretty fast. So if I step into this boat and then I enable boat fly, it will allow me to fly with a boat, which could be very useful for transporting villages. If you're trying to get villages somewhere and you just can't be bothered placing pistons to push the boat up one block when you go down, this is excellent for moving mobs around. I'm just going to turn that one off now. Let's see, what else have we got? Movement hacks. Anti-water push, this is a really good one. If I just give myself a bucket of water. Is it bucket or water bucket? Water bucket. If I were to place this water, normally I would be pushed by the water. I'll just show you. Normally, if you jump in it, it will push you back. But when you enable anti-water push, you can just walk straight through the water, even if it's flowing really strong. You can just walk and it won't push you around. I'm standing here and it's not pushing me anywhere, and I'm not holding any keys. So that's pretty useful. I'm just going to set the time to day again. Time set day. I'm pretty sure that's most. Auto sprint. This one does not work, I don't think. Auto sprint, it's not making me sprint automatically. I'm not sure whether that one works or not. Auto swim, I think that just does nothing as well. I'm not really sure how that hack works. Auto walk just makes it so you walk in a straight path automatically without you having to push any buttons. But it's not particularly useful unless you're wanting to AFK and get to the end of a long narrow tunnel. I'm just going to eat some raw beef to get rid of this inability to sprint. That's the movement hacks. Now we can move over to the combat hacks. So there's tons and tons of combat hacks. I'm not even sure. Arrow damage massively increases your arrow's damage, but also consumes a lot of hunger and reduces accuracy. That could be a good one. Auto armor, I'm pretty sure that makes it so that you automatically put on the best armor. So if I were to go into creative mode now and just get some leather armor and some iron armor and some netherite armor, I think if I go into survival and I put auto armor, it automatically equips the best armor that is in my inventory to my body. So if I were to get some netherite pants, because the netherite pants are better than iron leggings, it should automatically replace them. There we go. It automatically replaced the armor in my inventory. So that is really useful if you're in combat and you don't want to be bothered about putting armor on. Auto leave. This is more of a server hack. It makes it so you automatically leave the server when your health is low, so it's basically just a combat logging hack. It's a bit cheesy. I wouldn't do it. It's sort of just a bit of a cop-out. Auto potion automatically throws splash potions of instant health when your health is low. That's useful, I guess, if you have splash potions of instant health, which I imagine most of the time you wouldn't. Auto respawn automatically respawns whenever you die, so it just skips the menu screen. Not good if you're in F3 and you're trying to remember the coordinates of the place you died. Auto soup automatically eats your soup when your health is low. Auto sword. I think this is a lot like the auto armor. It just equips the best sword that you have in your inventory. So if I were to get a bunch of different swords and then turn on auto sword, and then I go to hit something like a sheep over here, it will automatically equip the highest sword when you're in combat. So I didn't switch to the netherite sword, it just automatically did it. So that's useful to always use the weapon with the most damage, I think. Auto totem. Again, this is similar. It's just if you have totems of undying in your inventory, I don't really need to demonstrate it. It will automatically use them up so that you don't die. Bow aimbot. This is an interesting one. So if you have a bow and arrow in your inventory, and then we go over here. Oh, sorry. I'll turn kill aura off. It will I think this is more for oh no, it does work. So as you can see, the bow will, while you're holding the bow back, it will automatically target any entity. So if I look over here and then I pull the bow back, it will go target locked. Oh no, you have to aim at the target. You have to aim at the target first. So you aim in the general direction of the target, and then it will lock onto that target, and then it will aim the bow so that it should hit the entity, even if you go really, really far away. As you can see, I killed the sheep from really far away, like way further than I would have been able to hit it normally. Bow aimbot, it's a bit of a cheat. You should just use regular. I guess if you're on an Anarchy server, any step you can get above the enemy is good, but you know, sort of ruins the game when you just cheat the whole time. Crystal Aura, this is more for Ender Crystal combat. I don't really know much about that. Fight bot, if I click this on, it will just run around looking for mobs to fight, and it will just beat up the nearest entity and then the second nearest entity, and it will just keep going. I'm not pressing any buttons right now. It's literally just hunting down targets, and it just does all of the attacking for you. So I'm not doing anything here. This is just the bot doing it. Anyway, I'm going to turn it off now because it's glitching out. Kill Aura legit, slower Kill Aura that is harder to detect. I guess this is only for if you're playing on a server and hacks are not allowed, which you shouldn't be, but you know, if you are, and it makes it harder for the anti-cheat software to detect that you're using Kill Aura. Protect follows the closest entity and protects it from other entities. Use Protect to protect a specific entity instead of the closest one. So I think this is just like Fight Bot, but it protects an entity. TP Aura is actually really cool. It makes it so that you, I'm going to go up to this horse. TP Aura will make it so that I teleport around the mob, and just, it will just attack everything, and it will super speedily move you around to make you really hard to hit. So I guess that's sort of cool in combat. I will just turn TP Aura off. It's really glitchy. I don't know what if there is a key. You can do a bunch of different settings with TP Aura. You can set the range, the speed, and you can choose which mobs you want to hit and which mobs you don't want to hit. So if you don't want to hit monsters, you would tick this and it would attack everything but monsters. And you can tick multiple of these boxes. So if I wanted to attack every mob that I see, but I don't want to attack traders or iron golems, then I can tick these two, and it won't attack those two entities. It will keep them safe from your attacks. You can also filter players, which just filters it so that it won't attack players, it'll just attack mobs if you tick this. Crystal Aura, that's, I've already been over that one. Let's see. Trigger Bot automatically attacks the entity you're looking at. I'm not entirely sure what that one is. That's the movement and the combat hacks. Now I'll move on to some of the render hacks. Now the first rendering hack that is the most useful is X-ray. If you press the X key, it will just get rid of every block except the valuable blocks in the game, and you can just dig straight down to get iron or copper or diamonds or whatever. Bit harder with the Caves and Cliffs update, because now you have to dig twice as far to get to your diamonds, but very useful. You press X again and it will bring back everything else. Basically all it does is it changes the texture so that all useless sort of blocks get turned invisible, and then all of the valuable ores and other blocks like that become visible, and then it's all lit up. It works very well with Fulbright, which is another render hack, which is pretty useful. So right now, as you can see, it's pretty dark in this cave. If I were to go over to this cave, it's pretty dark. But if I press C, it enables auto bright. Oh, sorry, not auto bright, full bright, which basically just lights up everything. So wherever you are, even if it's the middle of the night, everything will be super bright, and you can see everything clearer. Sort of a useful hack. Where are we? Render hacks. Anti-blind prevents blindness and darkness effects. So if I was to go into the inventory and get a suspicious stew of blindness and eat it, anti-blind will stop me from being blind. So if I have anti-blind off, normally it will look like this. But so I will, if I drink the blindness potion, it will go, or blindness soup, it will look like that. But with anti-blind, it just makes it so that you don't see anything from that effect, which is pretty good and pretty useful. Anti-wobble disables the wobble effect caused by nausea and portals. Base finder, that's a bit of a complicated one. I'm not really sure how to use it entirely. I think it just looks for blocks that would only be placed by a player, and then helps you find other players' bases underground. Camera distance allows you to change the camera distance in third person. I have no idea how this works. Let's see. Oh wow. So I can make it so that I'm really far away. If I were to increase the camera distance, it would make it look like I was, whoa, that's really cool. So you can zoom in or zoom out. That's a pretty cool hack. I didn't know about that one until just then. Camera no clip allows the camera in third person to go through walls. Oh yeah, that's useful, I guess. You can sort of cheat and see underground. You can see all the caves underground, which is a bit of a cheat, but pretty cool. Cave finder helps you find caves by highlighting them in the selected color. So I guess that points out cavities in the earth. You can see them glowing in red. Chest ESP, this is pretty useful. So it will show all of the chests in a little green box. So as you can see, there's chests underground somewhere there. That's pretty neat. Free cam, now there's a shortcut key to this. Free cam, if you press U, it will oh, I don't know if it's U or not. Just a second. F5, F5, F5. Free cam. It says I'm in free cam. I think U is the shortcut for free cam. So if I press U, I can leave my body and I can see myself from my perspective, but I can fly around and I can go through walls and I can look around without actually having to go there. So say if I wanted to know whether or not it's worth going into a cave, I would press U, leave my body, go down into the caves, see if there's any diamonds or gold, say I want gold, and then know that I need to go there to get gold. Oh, here we go, diamonds. So I know that I need to go there for diamonds, and then I would come back to my body by pressing U, and then I could go down and find the diamonds or whatever else I'm looking for, I don't know. Anyway, that's a pretty useful hack. Health tags, shows health of players and their name tags, that's pretty useful. Item ESP, that just shows, highlights dropped items nearby. Mob ESP puts a little yellow or green box around mobs depending on whether they're neutral, hostile, or passive. So passive mobs will be in a green box, I think, and then or an orange box, I don't know. Anyway, they put in different coloured boxes, I think. Or are they all the same? I'm not sure. Anyway, mob ESP, that's pretty useful. Allows you to see mobs through walls. Mob spawn ESP highlights areas where mobs can spawn. So this is pretty useful if you're wanting to know whether or not an area is spawn proofed or not. You can see all of the areas where mobs can spawn. So that's pretty useful. Name protect hides all player names. So if I press U, it will just say me instead of Olectralab. Whereas normally if I have name protect off and we go outside my body, it will just say Olectralab. So you can protect names. I'm not sure whether it's just client side or whether it is works with other people as well. I'm not sure whether like it's only you that can't see the names. I'm not really sure. Anyway, let's see. New chunks. There's a bunch of different hacks. I'm not going to go over all of them because there's so many. No hurt cam is pretty good. It disables the shaking effect when you get hurt. So if someone hits you, it doesn't like mess up your camera and make you go wobbly. You just stay regular. No overlay. Blocks the overlays of water and lava. I have no idea what that does. No pumpkin is pretty useful. That makes it so if you've got a pumpkin on your head, it just doesn't blind you anymore. No weather allows you to alter the client side weather, time, and moon phase. So it alters the time, but only for you, not for anyone else, unless you've got hacks or permissions with commands. It just makes it so that just you can change what the weather looks like to you. Open water ESP, overlay, player ESP. This is pretty useful for finding players through walls. That's most of it. Radar shows the location of nearby entities. So radar brings up this little map, little mini map on the left hand side of your screen, so you can see where all the mobs are, both underground and on the surface. So that's pretty useful. Let's see. True sight is useful. It allows you to see invisible entities. So if something's got invisibility, you can see it still. X-ray, you can press X. We've already been over that one. Let's see. Blocks. Air place allows you to place blocks in the air. So if I was up in the air, I can place blocks in the air, even though there's no blocks to place them on. So that's pretty useful because you can just fly around and then press click and place blocks without having to build all the way up to that area. You can just fly up and then place a block and then land on it. So that's a really neat hack. I think that's a new one. I'm not sure how long that's been in the Wurst client. Anti-cactus just prevents you from taking damage from cactuses. I'll just close some of these tabs here. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to demonstrate that one. It does work. Auto sign instantly writes whatever text you want on every single sign you place. Once you activated, can write. Okay, so this just sounds like a pretty long, complicated one. I'm not going to go into that one. Auto tool automatically equips the fastest applicable tools in your hotbar. That's useful. There's just a ton of hacks in here. I'm not going to go over all of them. One of them is pretty cool, is Nuka. So this works a lot better when you're in creative. If you press N, it will just completely dig a massive tunnel. Oh, it just anyway, it'll just tunnel automatically for you. So if you're trying to dig a tunnel and you want to just get the job done really fast, Nuka is absolutely amazing at that. I'm just drilling through the earth right now. I can drill back up to the surface. And then you don't want to do this on a server, or it will just say you're sending too many packets, and then it will probably kick you from the server. But on a single player world, this can be great for digging tunnels. As you can see, it just dug a tunnel so fast. Let's see what else is there. Kaboom. It's just an explosion. So if I was standing here and I press kaboom, when I'm in creative, it will just explode everything around me. It's sort of like Nuka, but just in a pulse. Liquids allows you to place blocks in liquids. So this is like air place, but for like the middle of the ocean. Till aura automatically turns dirt or grass into farmland. Not to be confused with kill aura, till aura. Tree bot, an experimental bot that automatically walks around and chops down trees. Limited to small trees for now, so it only does the small trees. But pretty useful. That's most of the block hacks done. There's other. So one of them is panic, the panic button will just turn off all of your hacks. So if you go into the other tab and then click panic, it'll just disable all the hacks that you have enabled so that you don't get caught, I guess, if you're on a server where you're not meant to have hacks. There's a few different ones. Anti-AFK will just walk around randomly to stop you from getting kicked from the server for being AFK. Auto reconnect, useful for on servers. Let's see, that's most of the other tab. There's like a couple in the fun one. I think there's like a little taco that you can make appear in the bottom corner here. It serves no purpose, it's just a funny taco, dancing taco. Skin derp, I don't know what that does. I think it just changes your skin. No, it doesn't do anything. Skin derp does nothing. LSD will make your game absolutely miserable to play. It looks like you're on drugs of some sort. I don't know. This is the LSD hack. I'll turn that one off. Head roll. I'm not sure if that's just client side or not. No, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm not sure. Some of these ones don't really work. Let's see, what else is there? UI settings. Wurst logo. You can change the color of the text. I guess I don't know what this is. Visibility. I don't think you can turn the Wurst logo off in the top corner, but it would be useful if you could turn that off. Yep, there's the UI settings. Item hacks. Auto drop, auto eat, auto steal. Auto steal is good for getting items out of chests really fast if you're playing Sky Wars. Kill potion. The kill potion is a splash potion of instant death that works even in creative mode. So if I were to splash myself with this, even though I'm in creative mode, it will kill me. So you can kill someone who's in creative mode with that potion. That's most of the hacks. So, a troll potion. There's one. Oh, look at that. There's a troll potion that gives you every effect in the game that's not so good. That is unpleasant. I will get a bucket of milk to nullify that. There we go. Back to normal. I think that is just about it. There's a server crasher creeper, I think. Creative mode only. And when you spawn it, it crashes the server. But we're not on a server, so it hasn't done anything. Server creeper. A crash chest. I'm not going to do that one. That's pretty much all of the main hacks that you'd be wanting to use with the Wurst client. So yeah. Have fun using the Wurst client. Don't use it to unfairly beat people up on some kid's Minecraft server like I used to when I was 12. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something new. Have a nice day.